Yeah. Yeah.
She definitely was holding each ankle.
Just using her electric toothbrush.
Right.
And a leaf blower to mitigate the flood damage.
Alexa, take a picture. There's no access to her hands because she's holding onto her own ankle so hard.
Eating an ice cream cone with the other.
I will say, dude, but like that was in my opinion that was the best episode of the show so far. But if it wasn't spoiled for me prior to watching it, I think that would have been like one of the most entertaining shows I've ever, like episodes of a show I've ever watched. Like I was like blown away. Cause like I knew you were getting eliminated, and I still was like, what is gonna happen here?
Bro.
You handled that well. I don't know how.
Why don't we talk about this on the show?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know how you handled that well.
That was bring this up on the show.
I mean, that must have taken
so.
everything in your being.
Let's
to
talk
be
right
like-
now. Let's just start the show.
Okay. Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. This is our Christmas episode.
You know we had to fucking pop bottles.
I'm actually gonna drink some eggnog.
Nog it
Some
up.
virgin, of
Whoa.
course.
You've never had eggnog? Oh, I'm sorry. Not spiked. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have some straight
Some
nog.
Verge.
That's got bourbon in it.
So I brought bourbon and rum.
I'm kind of keen on the rum, to be
That's why I
honest
brought
with you.
both.
I think it's
Yeah.
typically a rum drink, isn't it?
It's multiple. You can try different things with it.
I didn't know.
I looked it up on the internet. Can I pour you up some sass?
Yeah.
'Tis the season to be sassy.
Fa la 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 la. Let's make it stiff. You know, you can really pour a lot
That's
in
good, that's
in
good.
this because eggnog as a mixer is very very
It drowns it
masking.
out, yeah.
Masking. I went big.
I need something to stir this bitch with.
I'm gonna be honest. I might have gone a little too big because now I just have a floater.
You got a
Look at the
big floater.
density difference.
Well, this is, I'll be honest, this is some of the
pure rum.
densest eggnog I've ever had.
It's New York made,
This is like raw milk.
and I have four of them.
Yeah.
Our
This shit
voices
is
are going to be
thick.
a completely different
Yeah.
octave by the time we're done.
Have I told you guys that when Waggy was giving birth to 7 or 8 puppies, we gave her bowls of eggnog because of the caloric
density,
she
yeah,
needed
the
to like
content?
replace the calories given how grueling her childbirth was.
Not as good as I remembered it being.
her puppy birth. What, eggnog?
Yeah.
We used to feed our dogs well, you know what? Sass didn't like it, so I'm not going to finish the thought. I need a fucking
Yeah, could you grab like a couple
Device.
plastic knives? And honestly, if there's ice cubes out there, should we get ice cubes and put it in here?
You might want to water down that nog. It's going to be more of a smoothie than anything.
Well, you're a smoothie guy.
Yeah. Not when it tastes like eggs.
It doesn't taste like eggs.
No.
It's delicious sweetness.
Yeah,
It
it tastes
is.
like damn milk.
It's so thick, though.
I know. I almost want like a shot of the nog straight.
I was thinking that. So like straight nog.
I had 2 sips. I'm full. Like I
There's
don't
a
think I
spice to
don't
it.
need to eat for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, there's a spice to it.
Go easy on it.
Wow. Wow.
When I was home for Thanksgiving, my mom, I was like taking Tylenol. My mom walked in. She was like, "Here, something to drink it with," and she gave me a tall glass of milk.
Really?
I almost threw up. I cannot drink milk anymore. I'm not a milk drinker.
Me and my boys are really big into raw milk right now.
What is raw milk?
I don't know. All I know is that I will say this. Bo went to Kenya, and he was in Kenya for like a month or so recently.
Yeah.
And he said that in Kenya they all drink raw milk.
So
And, or like these there's like tribes in Kenya where like the only
it's
thing
the
they
Maasai.
consume is just raw milk.
the Maasai in
Yeah,
Kenya.
and
Are those the
apparently
bros with the
it's-
red jackets?
Yes, and they jump. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
did
jump
you
higher.
jump with them?
I jumped with them.
And apparently it's extremely healthy. And then next thing I know, I hear RFK talking about raw milk. And then Bo's telling me that Trump's gonna free up all the raw milk.
Has
we're
it
gonna-
been,
and
has
we're
it
gonna
been
get-
locked?
Yeah, they've been hiding it from us. But he
What-
said that we're gonna go back. Bo's big thing right now is Maha, which is make America healthy again.
Mm.
And me and my boys are just slamming raw milk on the daily.
Yeah, I'm trying to say.
I don't know what it is.
I'm believing less in RFK, and I hate to say it.
Yeah. Dude, is he actually banning Uncrustables?
Damn it.
Just make a freshie. We have bonus. We have
I'm
enough.
committed.
Drink.
I can't waste it.
Just pour it into a taller glass.
It's just a shot with a little bit of fucking eggnog in it.
Mine is so good. Is it getting better?
I need. Oh. It was the aftertaste kicked in. Afterburners.
Here, pour it back and forth in the two. Make a little.
No,
mixer.
look, I got it. Now it's getting pretty consistent.
It looks like
You've said that twice, and then you've had the sip and gone.
Yeah, but it was better the second time, and now I think we're gonna be okay.
Boys, get some eggnog.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is spicy.
Spicy?
You were like the eggnog.
I thought it would be
balances
totally
out.
masking. I thought it'd be like having alcohol with soup.
Au contraire, my friend.
Au contraire.
It is. I have the right amount in there.
I don't know. 2 sips of it, I'm genuinely stuffed. I did also have a couple Hostess donuts before, though.
You said those were for us,
I know,
you fucking bastard.
Next thing I know, I was clearing them out.
You
there
said
are
that-
3 left, though.
Well, you better not touch them.
This is the worst cocktail I've ever had.
Just make a freshie, dude. You're out of your mind.
I want that one.
No.
I've crossed the Rubicon.
You're going to throw up, and it's going to be a nasty, it's going to be a projectile throw up.
Sure will.
Yeah.
Sure will be.
Coming from the ass up.
Sass, did you want to talk about surviving Barstool?
I definitely do. So if you haven't watched Surviving Barstool yet, you're a little bit behind. This is your chance. Like, spoiler. This is a spoiler. Avoid this part if you haven't seen the show.
But we're only talking about episode
the things
8?
that have come out so far.
But we're not talking about the one, because this will come out. By the time this comes out, the newest episode will already be out, which I haven't seen yet.
That's fine. We're only talking through episode 8.
Yeah.
So it's a spoiler, and we'll we'll clap a bunch or make some kind of ruckus when we stop talking about it, so you can jump ahead in the video or the podcast or something like that.
Fair.
That being said, so jump ahead if you need to. But that being said, we lost a soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got smoked. I got smoked out last night.
Brutal.
But not a conventional smoke.
No.
It was more of like a lucky strike.
I am not one who tends to go quietly into that good night.
It was quite controversial. I think we should, explain it to people.
Right.
Francis got eliminated, but there was a tribe of 6 of us, and they wound up splitting the vote. So there were 2 votes on me, 2 votes on Francis, 2 votes on Mubi, who also works here. And Francis, you want to take it away?
Yeah, I mean,
from your
each and every
understanding?
one of those votes was orchestrated by Big Cat, Dave, and Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
They knew exactly how it was going to go. They knew who was going to vote for whom. And that it just, they were 5 steps ahead at every point. I had an idol, which I had gotten on like the first day of the show. And everyone, it's so easy to watch the show back and say I should have done that differently. And everyone's commenting, being like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? You should have done this. You should have done. I don't know why I didn't do it.
Well, Francis was about to get eliminated, and he said to Dave, I will give you this idol if I stay in the game.
Wait, let's rewind a little bit.
Okay, yeah, take it, make it understood.
Because that's before... That's after the original vote.
Okay, fair enough. The 3 of them.
So I have
orchestrated.
some questions about the original vote.
Yes, please.
When the original vote takes place, oh no, I guess it wouldn't have worked.
There was nothing we could have done.
Because you guys had the plan where you said they're all going to vote for Francis. I'll place the idol. You 2 vote for Dave. Dave will go.
It was 2-2-2. So even.
But it was 2-2-2, so that never would have worked.
You know what?
Say it.
Again, it's all fucking perfect in hindsight.
I was going to ask if
we
Rome-
could have placed 2 votes on Dave, and then I'm sure that then
you would have been
then
eliminated.
Mubi wouldn't have had any votes, and then you and I would both have votes, and we wouldn't have been able to vote, and one of us goes home. There's nothing we could have done. From that moment,
No,
there was,
I think because if it was it was 2 you, 2 Dave, 2
because then Mooby, Rhea, and
But if
Big
you
Cat,
placed the idol on yourself before, then it would have gone
then Rome
to.
goes.
Then I would have gone.
You think?
100%.
You don't think it would have been Mooby?
100%. No.
No. And no chance. But there's a huge part that they didn't show, a huge scene that they didn't show. When you first told me that you had the idol, I thought I was the first person to know that Francis had an idol. I was actually
No, he was
the
telling everybody.
last person to know.
I was not sharing it willingly. I had told people
yes.
because of fucking
I'm not criticizing
bullshit.
you. I'm not criticizing you, but I look in the camera. I'm like, my boy's fucking different.
Yeah.
I was gassing him up. Like he had gone into a ceiling panel to pull down an idol. But then he also told me something else. He was like, I have a key for a different idol. I have another key.
Yeah, did they not show that?
They didn't show that.
Why didn't they show that?
That's so fucking insane. So he had a key for another idol. And if he had played that key and if it had worked, then that was our only chance.
Yeah, if we'd had 2 idols.
If we had 2 idols, he could play one on him, I could play one on me, and then we pick who goes
I
home.
forgot that they didn't show that. Yeah, I had found a 3rd key right during the day heading into the elimination ceremony. And I went and played it, and I got blanked. So, here's Dana. Dana,
Are
come
you-
have some
are you gonna
eggnog
nog
and
with us?
rum.
do one nog.
Come
One
have a nog.
I would love to do a lot of nogs, but I can only do one nog.
Do you want to, Francis, you want to make him one of your famous
Yeah,
nog
let's
recipes?
slob on my knob.
Where are we going? Yeah, whatever you need.
Dana, do you like rum or whiskey?
Rum.
Yep. I figured.
For sure, rum. I would love to just sit and crush nog with the boys.
We're talking about
that's
surviving
deep.
Barstool. Did you watch last night's episode?
I did, yeah. I felt bad for my boy.
We lost a good one. We lost.
I heard
Francis.
I kind of had heard about it. Also, I can't hear out of my ears if I'm really loud right now.
You
super
can't hear out of
clogged.
your ears.
Yeah, if I'm loud, just tell me.
You're good.
Why are you? What do you mean?
I've been
You're
on 3
sick?
flights in 3 days. I'm just fucked.
Oh, I see.
So you can't hear out of your ears?
I can't hear. It's like I have headphones on right now. It's insane, dude.
That's not good.
I know.
What the fuck?
I felt bad for my boy. I had heard tales about it, and I didn't really know what was going to happen, but I don't know.
It was nasty. Well, we were just saying that there was a part they didn't show. He had another key to potentially get another idol. So there was a chance that when he and I were coming up with the plan to get Dave, that he went and used that key. It wound up being nothing, right?
Yeah, I blanked it. Yeah.
So if you had gotten another idol, we could have made a fucking move. But
but then what would we have done? We would have saved both of ourselves,
Yep.
right? And then what? We get moobs out, but then there's
No,
still
no,
3
we
too.
could have got if
We could have gotten Dave out.
yeah, we could have got whoever.
But they
we
had 2
wanted.
votes against moobs already, so they would have done
No,
the tiebreak.
we were the 2 votes against moves.
Oh, that would have been.
If we both voted for Dave, and then we used both the idols on ourselves, but we didn't know that they were going to get us. They tricked us.
They tricked us.
Big Cat's reasoning was that I spooked him because I talked about
Get out
voting
of here.
for Dave,
Get
so
outta
he had to
here.
vote for me.
Is that the nog?
This is the nog. I'm stirring it for you.
That's a hefty nog.
It's very thick.
That's
Give
a
it a nice
lot of
whip.
brown.
Give it a nice.
You need to give it a minute. It takes a minute.
You have to let it steep.
I don't like this though, because you preach about how I need to get my act together. I'm off the sauce for 3 weeks, and now you're handing me my first drink.
He's given, and it's literally pancake batter.
I like you. I like you drinking. I don't like you eating.
Isn't this essentially worse than eating?
This is pretty
Significantly
caloric.
worse.
I'm not gonna lie.
If you pour this on the grill, you could make an entire
Like one of these is
sheet
like
cake.
going to McDonald's for a week straight.
We gave this to our dog when she was in labor.
because it's so calorically dense.
Yeah.
Of course.
Ron, when my question was going to be when Francis didn't play the idol in the original vote, were you like, what the fuck is going on?
He said that
the
there was
plan
another
to play the
conversation they
idol?
didn't show. No, the plan was never for him to play the idol on himself.
I thought it was.
No, the plan was never. We talked about it right before, me, him, and Rhea. He was like, before the part they showed on camera, he was like, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play the idol right now. And I was like, bro, you don't need to. We have this plan locked in.
To go for movie.
Yes.
I see. I see.
And I mean, it was their plan. It wasn't even our plan to go for Mubi.
So you guys
Like,
got played.
We got played big
Like a
time.
fiddle.
No, like the fucking entire orchestra. The
Let's put it-
entire string section.
I will say this. I held on to that idol through probably 6
How
or
is it?
7
Hefty.
tribal councils. I sat on an idol through 7 tribal councils. The amount of willpower it took when it started to get nerve-wracking and you didn't know to hold on to it probably meant that at that point I was never going to play it.
Yeah.
Because I had become accustomed to having the balls to not play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so hard.
I don't know. I feel like
right time to play.
I mean, again, like I get what you're saying. It's different when you're in the game. From the perspective of
what?
Why is he laughing?
Is it nasty, Dana?
It is what it is.
Francis said it was the worst cocktail he's ever had.
Mine is
before
really
I
good.
mixed it. Yeah.
Mine is amazing.
I really just want to stay here all night and drink these.
Oh, you love it.
And I could see myself having several.
What a change of heart from 10 seconds
I haven't
ago.
boozed in a while, and now, you have one. You want to have a 12.
Yeah, what's the point of one?
I know.
Drinking a eggnog every day until Kris Kringle drinks an eggnog with me.
Mm-hmm.
That should be the next series for real.
Yeah.
But so Francis has this design put against him. I think they're trying to flush out your idol, which means that the real plan was me. Because if they flushed out your idol, that means you play it on yourself. And so the real plan was to get me out in that circumstance.
Yeah, look, they had it all wired, and they were probably texting each other. They were so dialed. Big Cat, I think, was doing like Excel spreadsheets on his computer of different outcomes and sort of like pathways that things could go. And I think that they probably said, because remember Dave says, I'm sticking with the original plan. My guess is that their original plan was if Francis plays the idol for himself, we go to a tie, we get outrun. If Francis does not play the idol, then we vote Francis out, we flush the idol.
But like, what happens? Like, so if you did play the idol, like that's the thing that's kind of sucks about
then
the idol.
He and I are just switching spots.
Yeah, but like also it sucks. Like, so if you did play the idol and then you saved yourself and then Rowan got out and then you guys went back to like your room, like that's got to be an awkward conversation.
No, he wouldn't have been mad at me for
No,
that.
I mean like, but like it would be you, Rhea, Dave, and Mooby.
That's
Yeah,
how
well,
it was for me.
then,
Oh yeah,
It was the awkward. They set up the hit on me, and I went back to the fucking room with them, and I
Yeah.
was like, just looking them all dead in their face. I had no idea. They completely played me. I'm supposed to be like this sneaky one. They all fucking lied to my face. I'm like, am I like a great guy?
Yeah, dude.
Do I actually have incredible moral turpitude compared to these demons and snakes that work here?
The only thing you can do at that point is just hope that you win the challenge. And then if you get to the merge, you immediately go to like the other people on the other team and you're like, I'm with you guys. Fuck these people from my team.
Well,
Let's
it
explain-
seems like the Red Tribe has been crumbling for the last couple episodes, but it feels like the Black Tribe at any moment things are just gonna get at it. Like they got too many cooks in the kitchen.
And they're emotionally fragile.
They're emotionally. I mean, they got Kirk running. I mean, completely running that team. But then it's like
But then Rico's.
Then
I mean,
Rico's on both
the flush the
sides.
idol thing doesn't come out until Wit and Rico do that.
Yeah.
Like Wit and Rico have this conversation to flush the idol. Dave would have never had that on his radar. Rhea
Yeah.
would have never had that. So Wit, low key, designed our either of our demise.
Oh, because he told Rico?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Not
I had already
intentionally.
told Dave, Rhea, and Big Cat all already knew that I had the idol.
But were they not playing to flush it though?
I have no
think
idea.
The flush came from Rico. Regardless, the controversy was when you had the idol. You said
Yeah,
to
so
Dave-
we go to the revote, and now you, me, and Moobs can't vote because there's a 3-way tie. And so I already know, I think because Dave was like, I'm going with the original plan. I know it's me. And I say, Dave, I'll give you this idol if I don't get out of the game in this round and you don't vote for me or whatever.
I looked Big Cat in the eye. I was like, "Did you smoke?" I was fucking shocked. I think my voice cracked. I don't know why they didn't put that in. I was like, "Dave, I was a number for you." He was like, "What? You're coming for me?" I was like, "No, I was a number for you."
Yeah,
It
so
is.
I said that to Dave, and then Dave said okay, and then I turned to Jeff D. Lowe because I don't know Survivor. And a lot of people think that I'm stupid for not watching Survivor prior to the show. Which, yeah, there's truth to that, sure. But also, I wasn't doing it to win the fucking show.
Hear me now. I watched 10 seasons of Survivor. I wouldn't know what to do in that fucking situation.
I didn't
Well, I was gonna say that's
I
what I was
binged.
gonna
You
say.
I never had seen Survivor before I was on the show. I watched 10 seasons before.
I was gonna say I think that the whole watching Survivor thing, like how Tommy won the first. What did he win the first 2 seasons because he was like the Survivor master? I think that kind of played. I think that this season has strayed so far from the actual like original idea of Survivor. That
No,
I
I disagree. I think that had I watched Survivor, I would have been much more attuned to knowing that Rhea might be lying to me, knowing I needed to play my idol, knowing not to tell people at all that I had an idol.
Yeah.
Different things like that. I mean, it's just I didn't know that stuff.
Yeah.
And so my whole mindset was about trying to win challenges. I attacked this thing from the standpoint of like an athletic competition.
Yeah.
And that is so secondary to your ability to manipulate people.
Yeah.
Dave's
The
like-
challenges are almost meaningless.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't see how those guys they were talking about like throwing the challenge. How wouldn't you rather just win and not have to worry about all
Yeah, I
the
don't-
bullshit?
Yeah, the idea of throwing a challenge to me is like so at odds with
I don't
how
get
I
that
could
part.
fun it.
I kind of understood it because they were at a point where they're like now is the time to get Taylor out, and
I don't want to say too much about because I don't know what else is going to come out about that. But it seems like there was like more to than meets the eye with that part
Yeah.
with
They
the throwing
really-
the challenges.
Yeah.
I think some people might have been doing it and lying about it.
What do
Trying
you
to,
mean?
Like throwing it and not saying on the confessionals that they were throwing it.
No, I think it was said multiple times.
Rico said it.
Rico said it and Kirk said it.
I don't want to like spoil. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't
Alright.
know. I feel like
We
we're in
might
dicey
even need to
territory.
cut this. We might even need to cut that. But I completely agree.
All right, well then I don't want to know anything else. Let's stop talking
Yeah.
about the show completely.
No. Well, we have to get to the part that we were originally in this for because we started talking about it before we started. Because Francis is in the process of basically getting into a semantics argument and being on the wrong end of a bank error that winds up favoring the boss. And so either you can argue about that, and you started arguing about that, but then there was a moment where like you just kind of snapped into a resolve of being resigned to your own fate and walked off, and it was like this level of maturity that I thought was I don't know, pretty interesting.
What the hell was that?
Can't fucking. I'm sorry. He was going on a thing.
Entire couch is
No,
shaking.
fucking ears, dude.
His ear is fucked.
I can't hear anything.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know.
Is it like a
crap.
yawn?
I've tried everything.
Let's make him another nog.
Let's get him a nog.
give him another nog.
I can't. I have to leave.
More nog. One more nog.
I have to leave.
One more nog never hurt anybody. You got to get to
One
Jersey by
more
what time?
nog.
6?
I have to set up at 5. It's gonna take
Set
an
up?
hour to get to the Holland Tunnel.
Wait, are you driving?
Yeah,
Why are you driving?
I have a car.
Just take the path.
Leave the car overnight.
What?
Leave the car
You
overnight.
can't
It's
drive
a
after-
shared car.
You
I
can't drive after 2 nogs.
Exactly. So that's why I have to leave.
Pour him another. Well, he already poured you a double. You've already had 2. This is going to be 4.
We just did driver's ed. You
All right.
can't drive after 2 nogs.
No. I'm showing some like
Restraint?
strength. I'm
That's a
doing what
level
you
of-
did in the episode.
That's a level of restraint
Standing up
that
for myself.
few possess. And I will say, and I wrote this in the blog that I wrote about it, but good to see you, brother. Thanks for doing it. Merry Christmas.
Thank you for joining us.
I don't think I said anything.
We need to get a real Dana drinking
The
episode.
only thing that happened in Dana's appearance was him viciously shaking the couch.
Bro, January.
January. We'd love to.
Do you want me to unplug this? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
That was the most random guest appearance, I think. Like zero. The plan was that we were gonna have him on the whole episode
And drink
and drink towers of beer.
No, Towers of Nog.
Towers of Nog, and then he came in for 3 minutes, started aggressively putting his fingers in his ear. like the clog that you get from like being on a plane is something that you can like scoop out.
He was he was plunging his ear.
Like, it's something that you can get and remove from your ear.
He was drain snaking his ear. I've never seen anything like that. I felt the room shaking.
Dude, the
I was
whole
like, another earthquake this year?
Literally, I'm not even kidding. The couch was shaking so aggressively, and I didn't want to look over because I was like, is he having a seizure? Like, I thought I was going to look over and he was going to be like foaming at the mouth.
It's just Nog, brother. That was insane. But that's why we love Dana Beers. I mean, he was one of the easiest guys to get along with.
Yes.
So you were about to get fucked over. Or you're kind of getting fucked over.
I had this confusion with what Jeff said, and then I realized, and then at that point, I'm standing up, and I'm pretty.
I got fired up when you stood up. When you stood up, I was in
You
bed.
stood up.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
Get their asses.
I just clarified this rule with the only person that I know to explain the rules, who is Jeff.
Yes.
And I mean, people can say that the way that Jeff worded it applied to the actual rules, which is that, yeah, I guess in that moment when I was holding the idol, if I got eliminated from the game, it would die with me. But my line of questioning up to that point had provided the context such that his quick reiteration of my own statement would logically lead anybody to believe that it applied to after I give Dave
100%.
And I was kind of shocked at what was happening. And then, I don't think they really showed this, but I looked back at the whole dais of contestants, and Dave was giddy over what was happening. Rhea, giddy. I mean, they were so happy. Big Cat had said something about like, well, Tommy knows the rules. Because I was asking Rob, the head producer.
Yeah.
And he was like, Tommy's the one that does that. Fucking pussy.
Tommy's smiling at you like...
Tommy's...
No, I think Tommy was
giddy.
Tommy looked like he didn't even know what to say.
Nobody knew.
You know what but like, I don't know if you ever had this thought. In my head, I was like, they're scared to take the idol away from Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about? The guy that signs is bank error in the favor of the guy that signs the paychecks.
Yeah. But like that,
Tommy
so,
was sitting cross-legged.
Yes.
Bent over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grinch smiling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ready for Dave's dick just straight in his mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
No, on forehead.
And
Yeah.
there's just this moment. There's such, I can still remember in a weird way, this like quiet calm that came over me from my heart's beating. I'm preparing for war.
Yeah.
My back is against
Yeah,
the wall
yeah.
and it's my last stand and I'm going to go down fucking swinging
Yeah.
to you work at Barstool. You've been in this situation before.
Yeah.
Go quiet.
Yeah.
Accept.
I mean,
limp.
I think it was a good move.
Go limp. And there's a moment that just all of the pieces fell into place and I did not give those people I just named what they wanted,
Yeah.
which was an explosion.
You gave him
Yeah.
a taste. You gave him like a little fizzle. It was enough to make it controversial.
The firework went up into the night sky and then gently
crackled.
Takes a lot of self-control
fell to the earth. And I would say 1 year ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Maybe even less time. My whole life leading up to this.
Leading up to Wellbutrin.
Maybe I
No,
wasn't on it
no,
then.
this is pre
Oh, this is free Wellbutrin.
Pre the Butte.
He was fucking raw dogging life.
Yeah. And I just had this autopilot click on where I was like, you cannot win even if you're right. And
I've actually never seen it before. Someone crashing out and then being like, "Excuse me, I've made a mistake," and just like fading into the
Yeah, I couldn't
like
have
just
done that.
turning the robot on.
The
Just
firework.
accept it.
would
I might have
exploded.
cried.
Yeah, I would have. 100%.
I would have like been throwing a tantrum where I sit cross-legged.
Yeah.
Like I flop down into a cross-legged
Yeah.
sit.
I just accepted it, and almost not even because of any other reason than that I knew in that moment to dig deeper would only be to my detriment.
Yeah.
It's
There was
almost like
nothing
you
you could
saw
do.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just took a bird's eye view of the situation and I walked off and I said something like, guys, go win this. Like, great playing. I
Yeah,
had
see
a lot of fun.
that I wouldn't have said. But I understand why you said it. I think I would have just gone, good game.
I
What's
think
the
what-
difference? It's the same thing.
Go
I said.
win it.
I wanted someone from my group to go win the game.
Oh, see, I'm the opposite. I'm going into Team Black.
we
and
had
I'm going,
still
win it,
been
win this thing.
competing in all these challenges together. There had been some bonding, even though they had
Yeah.
just fucked me. Like, I was so tired.
I didn't fuck him.
No.
I was so tired of us losing challenge after challenge. And I mean, honestly, like the fact that we lost that challenge because Dave was so inept was
It was tough to watch.
I couldn't get over that as a reason why we needed to vote him out.
Yeah.
I was like, I kept thinking so challenge oriented of like,
Dude.
we're gonna have another challenge and we have to have this fucking amputee on our team.
It reminded me of Shane's bit about about Joe Biden with the dog, with like when an old dog walks into a room that like
Hey,
should have been
yo.
put down years ago, and everyone's like, "Ah, there he is." No, he struggled in that competition.
And he also like admitted it fully and took ownership of the fact that he fucked up, and still there was no one had a thought of bringing him of like
one of the
voting him out.
funniest parts of the entire episode is after that challenge when you guys all go back into your room, and then he was the first one to leave, and then he's like, well, everyone else is still in there. He's like, I'm not going to be the only one to leave.
Mhm.
And then he goes back in and he's like, either we're all leaving or we're all staying.
Yeah, it was hilarious. You know who actually is the man watching that episode back is Biz.
We were talking about this earlier.
Biz just riding for wit.
Yeah. Dude, I was saying we filmed a sketch. We were filming a sketch in Central Park earlier, and then we had a long interruption where an entire class started taking place in the area that we were filming. Like there was like a teacher with a group of kids like right in frame. So we had to wait for like 30 minutes, and we were talking about the show, but we were saying that Biz and Wit out in the parking lot, and Wit being like, win this thing for chiclets, and Biz being like, I fucking love you, man. And then him being like, can we get this fucking car moving? And then they're just going back and forth. I love you, man. That was the funniest part of the episode.
It's so funny. And their like relationship and humor has barely been captured.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
I feel like that's one of the biggest
Yeah.
injustices. They're so funny. And Francis goes right to a house where Wit is just like sitting there with
All right, so I have to talk about this,
But I don't know anything about it.
wait.
but
no,
they
no.
don't feature it.
This doesn't
Okay.
get featured.
Well, I don't know if they don't feature it. I get to the house.
Yeah.
I've just been eliminated from the game. Keep in mind, I suffered a legitimate concussion a day and a half.
Which, by the
prior.
way, is extremely noticeable on screen.
right?
I don't know if you picked up on that. There's like the challenge happens, and then after the challenge, every time you're talking, it's in like slow motion.
I can't talk.
And your pupils are on your earlobes.
Yeah, the scene of me in the stairwell with Ronan and Rhea, I can't put my words together. So anyone who thinks I didn't have a concussion, fuck you and your dumbass opinion.
Dude, you know what was hilarious was on the Son of a Boy Dad Reddit, someone posted and was like, really? They were like, really hope Francis is okay. That looked like such a nasty hit. And someone replied and they were like, dude, this was filmed like 4 months ago and they put out episodes every week. I think he's fine.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
So you go to the house.
I go to the house and I know it's Mincy and it's Clemmer and it's Wit. And I get in there and I'm in a big way I'm relieved because I know I don't have to sleep at the office again. I've slept at the office for whatever 3 or 4 nights in a row. You're in this just pressure cooker stress thing where you feel like if you're not among your team, you're missing out on the conversation that's going to get you eliminated.
And you had been getting tremendous morning wood the entire time.
Oh yeah.
It was almost getting hard to,
I mean,
no
truly.
pun intended.
Especially
Truly.
in those Tommy J's
That's it.
bursting right through them.
Yeah, they never stood a chance.
No.
And I go in and I'm trying to just like immediately decompress and reconnect with reality, and it's good to see all those guys. And then Clemmer starts walking through the game as if I'm being accused of murder, and he needs every detail over the course of like a week of where I was and why I made decisions and what I was thinking. And
was Clemmer first out overall? No, he was first out of the people that got to go to the house.
correct.
There's Vinci,
And
then Clemmer.
I'm up on this roof deck with Wit. We're having like a beer, and Clemmer's there, and he's asking me these questions like, why didn't you band together with me and Arian Foster and White Sox Dave to get these people out? And I'm like, dude, think of who you just named. Like, not one. I don't know if I said more than 5 words to those people. Like, I was just going along to get along, and he'd be like, okay. But why? And then he would like ask it in different words. And then I got to a point where I said, Clemmer, you're asking the same question in different wording over and over. And I don't know what else I can tell you that will satisfy why you think I did the things that I did. And then we started getting angry with each other.
Yeah.
He started getting mad. He got mad at me for not watching Survivor to prepare for the show.
Yeah.
And then thank God Whitney was there, because Whitney... He started with, it was like, yeah, I didn't watch Survivor either. And he was like, well, why would you play in this game for $250,000 if you're not taking it seriously? And it's like, well, because we work here and we were told to.
Yeah.
This is a job.
Yeah.
I never expected to win. And Clemmer, to his credit, is such a Survivor fan that it just could not compute for him.
Yeah.
That 2 guys would have played, gotten voted out, and like be okay with how they did.
Yeah.
And then then we were smoking some weed, and Clemmer took a 150 milligram edible. I'm not making that number up.
Oh my God.
He ate a 150 milligram edible.
And he also weighs
95 pounds?
Bro.
Dude, that is so much.
He ate it, and he knew what it was.
Does he smoke weed?
Not really. He eats edibles.
But does he eat him like...
He says that is the amount he likes because it just keeps him high for the whole night. Bro,
he took it and
keeps him high for the whole week. That's fucking insane.
He probably folded down like a character in WALL-E and was just like, fucking turn it into a bin.
Dude, this argument starts to like, it goes quiet. And I'm like, kind of being like, Clemmer, stop, please.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm trying to just relax. We're out of the game. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And he keeps bringing it up. But why didn't you do this? Why didn't we do this? Why would you not have listened to me when we could have banded together? And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. We all got out in a row, and he's like flipping out at me and telling me I played badly. I'm like, dude, I beat you.
Yeah.
You were here before me.
Didn't you say that you told me that you said like, Clemmer, we need to stop talking about this. And he was like, or what, Francis?
Yeah,
What are you going to do about it?
I go, Clemmer, stop talking about this right now. And he goes, or what? And I go, or I'm going to leave and you will have ruined the entire evening. In front of Whitney, who is, by the way, howling laughing at all of this. And then like there was a quiet moment, and then like Clemmer said some more stuff, and I go, Clemmer, man, I gotta tell you, you're a tough hang, dude. And he goes, oh, am I a tough hang? Cheech? Am I fucking not cool? Am I not hip? Am I not with it? Cheech? And I go, bro, who are you calling Cheech? You just ate 150 milligrams of edibles. I've smoked a half a joint. What are you talking? It was so funny. And I have to defend Clemmer because, he cared so deeply because he loves Survivor. And the next day he had much better perspective and was apologetic about it. We were all just kind of like still pretty tightly wound from the game. And it ended up, honestly, it ended up becoming that the house, I won't say much, but for me was actually the most fun part of the week.
Yeah.
So
didn't you? I thought you were going to tell a whole different story about getting to the house.
About Mincy? Yeah, I
don't
walked in on Mincy jerking off. Dude, we had bedrooms that were shared a bathroom, and so there was like a door there. Like he had a door to the bathroom, and I had a door to the bathroom,
connecting
and I knocked on my door,
Yeah.
just to make sure he wasn't in the bathroom because I was going in to take a piss, and I didn't hear him say anything.
Yeah.
So I opened the door, and his door is open, and he's jerking off on his bed. And bro, when I say he like immediately grabbed the covers and went like this, and then I was like, "Oh, sorry," and I closed his door to give him some privacy, and then he turned on "Pardon My Take"
Oh no.
And turned it up all the way.
to make it seem like he
no.
was just watching. And I was like, "Dude, are you jerking off to Pardon My Take?"
That's so funny, dude.
That's crazy. Did you guys talk about it after that? Or
I mean, I didn't really want to embarrass him. I didn't bring it up to him, but I did tell Whit, who I think might have given him some shit about it. I don't know. He's such a good sport, Mincy. So
that's hilarious.
and by the way, I've been walked in on jerking off. Like, it happens. It's not that big of a deal.
And after he missed that gambling stream, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys were also in that house for like a week.
Yeah.
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 Gonna have to crank down at some point.
Oh yeah.
Or else tensions will really get high.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
that's man, truly hilarious. Seems
Man,
like,
I wish they had more in the house. That should be a whole
dude,
series in itself.
the house became really cool.
That should be a
and
whole
fun.
series in itself, though. Like they should be like that should be like what they play after is just raw footage of the house.
Yeah.
Like that fucking Sam Hyde fish tank thing.
It was also cool because we got to watch the eliminations.
Yeah.
And so you kind of had a vague sense of kind of what was going on, but not really the lead up to all of it. So everything we were seeing like the final moments, but we were shocked by them. And that's also why, frankly, I'm really looking forward to watching the show from this point forward.
Because you don't know.
Well, I don't know anything that happened
Yeah.
anymore. I didn't see the challenges. I didn't see the conversations and any of the strategy from this point. And there's a lot that kind of was really confusing.
and then when Nadu walks out,
Cut that.
Is that real?
No comment.
Definitely isn't. I don't even know why I'm considering that. They're flying Nadu in
just
just
walking
to
out.
show up.
Yeah, in the middle, be like, I'm a contestant now too. That would have been
man.
legendary.
What a funny! It's such a funny show, dude.
Yeah.
I think I could have done with so much more of the hijinks and funny stuff that happened in between. I feel like there was so much funny stuff going on the entire time.
Yeah.
But I guess they had to edit it to make it tight. I don't know if they have some kind of algorithm they're trying to hit with the length of the episodes.
Yeah.
How long was last night's?
It's like an hour.
An hour. I was curious, Ron, what's your thought? Like, would you do it again?
Probably not right away.
I mean, I think my answer is like, I obviously would.
I think you should do it right away again, just
No.
knowing a little bit more.
I don't-
feel like you would be such a problem right now, like knowing a little bit about the game of Survivor.
Dude, the problem for me is I'm just not that. I'm not good at lying to people. And I'm not trying to like pat my own back by saying that. I'm a piece of shit in a lot of ways. But being like lying to people's face, I just start to squirm. I don't really have that composure, that level of like,
Oh, some of the people on that cast.
oh, I know. Some people totally can't.
Raw dog.
They're getting an
I
endorphin
can't
rush.
do it.
Yeah.
The one time I had to lie to Rhea, I just made an absolute
Yeah, that was a tough
fucking
watch.
mockery. Yeah, but like I'm happy that that's not a skill that I have. That I can't just fucking look someone in the eye and coolly, calmly lie completely to their face.
You bringing Rhea into the room and saying we're gonna go Dave was like I was
I don't know
howling
why I did that.
laughing.
Why?
That's
Screaming
concussion.
laughing.
That's
Why?
concussion.
Why were you laughing?
Just, it was like so obvious immediately that she was like, "Oh no, we're not gonna do that."
Yeah, I
like
know.
it was like immediate. Like now you're going.
Now you're going. And I knew. And Roan had told me not to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I
was like, do not tell Rhea.
No, but when you went and told Roan, he was like, okay, I don't know why you did that.
Yeah.
Like,
He was so
but
nice
we're gonna
about
go.
it.
We're gonna go with movie now. You definitely shouldn't have done that.
He goes, it doesn't matter either way. We're going movie now. And I'm like, okay. And I think he probably knew in his heart. It mattered.
I mean, I told Big Cat. Big Cat probably did the same thing. Big Cat probably went right to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have the numbers.
Yeah,
But
you
me and
didn't.
Big Cat were wearing yak hats.
Yeah.
Like what? Give me an actual scenario where after we lose the challenge, somehow we don't get one of us voted out.
I think you have to jump to the beginning and be like, if you had approached Whitney
No.
before, or like you would need a Whitney and Clemmer involved.
So you got to go that far back.
But Clemmer wouldn't. Like Clemmer would never turn on Dave. He said, because he would.
Pizza 4.
Dude, we were filming this sketch earlier, and Marty was a part of it, and we were talking about the show, and Marty said that he had something last night and he didn't get to watch it from the beginning live, so he like tuned in as it was already started, and he said that he tuned in and the first thing he saw was just a picture side by side of Rhea and Hank together. Like, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?"
This is what the show turns into.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Hey boys, let me ask you something.
Fucked.
How much data do you use?
A fuck ton.
And what's your cell phone bill looking like every month?
Fuck ton.
Big fucking number. Fucked.
Big fucking number.
Fucked.
Yes.
Fucked.
You've nailed that line. Let's be real. You probably are getting ripped off by your current mobile phone carrier. But here's the good news. Switching to Mobile X will get you
Unfucked.
Yes.
And that's what I need.
Seriously. You
'Cause I'm
boys
fucked.
you're picking it up right now.
And I'm trying to get unfucked, which is why I'm switching to Mobile X.
It's the newest kind of mobile phone carrier that will save you a ton of cash on your phone bill. Simply download the app and take control of how much you pay. People are paying mobile data that they don't use. They're paying for this data that they're not using. And Mobile X will only make you pay for what you use and never what you don't. It is truly the truth. Go check out mymobilex.com or download the Mobile X app from the App Store or Google Play today.
So I got to go on the Unnamed show tomorrow.
So you already were just on the Unnamed show.
I already was, yeah. Apologies.
What did you say?
It's a good question. I'm having a hard time remembering. That might be the triple.
Well, you flew to Boston and said you were going to slap Dave, I think was the one thing that I was like, oh my God.
The triple nog and rum that I'm having. Yeah, I know. So
That's exciting.
I did that, and then I tweeted because I was at the Stand holiday party last night and had a show, so I couldn't watch the episode when it came out live. And an hour and a half after it comes out, I have 100 text messages. Fucking my phone is blowing up, and people tweeting at me all this stuff, and I can't watch the episode to have any sort of informed take. So I just wrote, I'm writing a blog.
Yeah.
Period. And tweeted that out. And then that starts blowing up. And that was just to buy me time to like gather my thoughts, watch it, and have a response. And then I went home. I watched it late. And then after I watched it, I was like, I don't know if I really want to write a blog about this. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, yeah, I feel like everyone gets what happened. Everyone saw it. And Dave is now tweeting that he was tweeting about how like Francis tried to make a play for him. And this is what you get. If you come at the king, you best not miss. And that, just because I was likable, whatever, I don't know. And it occurred to me, like, I've been in a position before where the broader public kind of rallies behind me for something, and then Dave doesn't really like that. And I know that is a very bad position to be in. And that was another reason why I was like, I don't want to. I'm talking about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit thing, by the way, not my firing. And I was like, I don't want to write a blog that's going to only further exacerbate this.
I think it's
divide.
good to make content about it. I think that the original sin is getting into a semantics argument with Dave. That was one of the first. I think I learned that in 2016. I think you were in 4th grade when I learned not to semantically argue with Dave because you're younger.
I know I understood, but I wasn't in
No, I
fourth
just want to
grade in
make sure you get
2016.
it. But I
You were
just,
like 4?
No, in 2016. That would mean that I was born in 2012.
he would
Which
have a
make
fucking,
you 13 now?
Yeah,
You're 13?
yeah.
which is why you weren't on Surviving.
What was
Barstool.
the argument you got into him with back then?
I started working on a show
Oh,
in Los
yeah.
Angeles, and I had agreed with Erica that I was going to get paid some amount, and then I was like, what are we hitting with this? And then he semanticked it out, and I wound up not getting paid by Barstool while I was out there. He
Classic
hit me with
semantics.
heavy semantics. Well, it was like an agreement was made, but he just semantic, and I was like, I learned my lesson. This is not something I'm ever going to engage in again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to piss off the boss. I really don't. And
It's not even that, but I think he's reasonable. But when it comes to semantics, he's not giving an inch on semantics.
And I mean, I think he respects people who push back if he kind of if it's playful or competitive or whatever. By the way, I called him an idiot in the fucking
Yeah, you did.
show.
I know. I saw that.
I was
couldn't-
on his ass too.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe I said that. I
was
watched
pretty
that
surprised that
back
you
and
said
I was
that.
like, what?
That's why
Yeah.
he's mad at you, probably.
I said that to Dave?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Because I thought that he had just squandered the ability to take an idol.
Yeah.
What was I saying about him? I was fucking on his ass about the challenge.
Were you?
Yeah, I guess I called
Oh,
him
you
old.
were funny about that.
I don't know. I was just on his ass so lightly. But I mean, I think we were pissed that we lost that challenge. I think that was a winnable challenge.
Totally.
I think if we got more slack on the back line when it finally got to me, I was like, oh, I just have to keep this taut. If I had been able to relay that all the way down the line, but I didn't know until I got it.
Dude, there's nothing to be said other than that Dave took 3/4 of the time of the challenge.
Yeah.
You're only saying that because you're likable.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. It was tough. That was a tough one.
Yep.
Tough one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want them to be competitive as well. Like you want the challenges to be like
Right.
close. Like the throwing the body armors. Like that was a great
That was a fun
challenge because that
challenge.
was that was like watching a fucking football game. You're
Yeah.
like, this is gonna come down to the last second. But the puzzle one, it was like, this is a fucking disaster.
Dude, I tend to just find myself in these positions where I create a moment that half the world is on one side and half is on the other. Because in the Ryder Cup, Kirk and I had the 4-putt versus 5-putt fiasco,
Yeah.
which turned into a super viral golf content moment.
Yeah.
And half the people were on my side and half were on his side. And now it's like half the people are on my side.
But
and half
that's
the people are on-
amazing for the show.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, I also just think it's like, I mean, I'd love to be not on your side in pretty much most, like I'd love to go against you in a lot of things, but
Yeah.
this was like, I thought this was like cut and dry. You were in the right.
Yeah.
There's no, like, I don't understand how anyone could justify you not being in the right, or at least not taking the idol away from Dave.
Because they know Survivor. And
Yeah.
they know they're able to hear Jeff's words as the verbatim rule, which they're familiar with,
Yeah,
which I wasn't,
I guess.
and then you get into an idea of like, okay, well, should I have rephrased my question just to be clear? Once I hand the idol to Dave, if I'm out of the show, is it dead?
I think we were still in unprecedented territory for Survivor. The fact that an idol was being exchanged after the original vote, before the revote, as a bargaining tool, that there's no rule that stands for that.
No.
There's not like this is a precedent thing that's happened in the courts of Survivor before. This is brand new. So anyone acting like it's a hard, fast line on was not simple. It was not black and white.
I don't know if any of that, was actually to the law of Survivor, whether I could have given an idol at that moment to somebody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's allowed.
I've seen a couple seasons of Survivor. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. So, it's like we let certain rules be
your
gray and then
faves, bro?
others were selectively.
I've seen the ones that
Parvati?
were on Netflix.
That show's on Netflix?
They added a couple seasons on
like
Netflix.
33 and 38 or something.
They added
like
I
that?
think it was like the 2 best seasons.
Wow.
Well, maybe not the 2 best.
Yeah, it was the one with Boston Rob.
8.
Yeah, and then what was the other one?
Jesus.
No, I'm making it up.
But like that was like I think one of those seasons was the one where they came up with the fake idol thing.
Yeah,
I think was Boston Rob the dude that made the fake idol?
I'm not sure.
I thought you watched 10 seasons of Survivor before going to do the show.
Well, there's 47.
That is true. There's a lot of seasons
It's
of Survivor.
insane. I watched like so much. I spent every waking hour like watching Survivor and trying to prepare. And like it was equally dumbfounded as Francis.
It is a great show.
How funny is it? It's so good.
Yeah.
How funny is it? That's my treadmill. I fucking ripped an hour of the
Yeah.
proper Survivor today on the treadmill.
It's a great show, and
60 minutes.
it's even better watching people in it. Like imagine if one of your family members did Survivor. Like that would be like the most entertaining shit of all time.
If they went far.
Yeah, it would be tough if it was if your dad went and did it, and then he was like pulling
Scared
the
of
Arian
heights.
Foster. He's like, I can't lie. You're like, Dad, what the fuck are you doing?
It'd be way like more embarrassing if he like had to do a swimming challenge and
Yeah.
pinched his nose when he
Yeah.
jumped in and couldn't really swim and had to get medevaced out of there.
No disrespect to Arian Foster, by the way.
Yeah, I'm getting your dad rescued on national TV. It would
Yeah.
be embarrassing. No disrespect to Foster.
Foster knows I'm a big fan.
I already feel bad about getting him with that idol. You're just making it worse.
You should feel bad. That was fucked up.
It wasn't for him.
It's fucked up to have like an actual Survivor idol. Like that's the thing is like I get like building an idol, like creating a fake idol when you've got the actual Survivor idol, and then everyone's like, Arian's a fucking dumbass. He thought it was real. It's like, yeah, no shit, he thought it was real.
Yeah.
It's the actual idol from the show.
Right.
Yeah, but that's like that's the purpose.
Yeah.
You want to trick somebody.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be like borderline.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's sick. Anything else on Survivor? Or can we let everybody else back in?
I guess, yeah. I would just say probably just don't listen to this episode if you haven't
It's
watched
too
the
late. What are you
show.
talking about?
We got to be
Don't
an hour.
listen now.
We're an hour in.
It's
Welcome
also
back.
it's also funny.
Welcome back.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to just not talk about it for the rest of the episode.
Well, we could, but again, it's just going to be at this point like remind me, are they airing episodes next week or no?
No.
Okay, so that's okay. These are somewhat recent episodes.
Yeah, these are until the new year. These are the episodes that of record.
And this will be our first episode since you got eliminated.
Oh. Well, that's big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So nothing
Cool,
wrong
cool.
with it.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'll keep talking about it. Honestly, I feel like it's fun for people to hear about.
Yeah,
it. I feel like
why
there's
are
so
they
much
not
to say.
doing why didn't
After
they
show?
do an after show this year?
Because we work with. I mean, you see the cast. Somebody's spoiling that thing.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
It's a wonder that it hasn't. And I mean, touch wood.
I know.
It's a wonder nothing's happened so far,
I know.
I don't know. I
other than the do thing.
other than Shane's big appearance.
Other than that they would have like Danny Boy Kane.
Yeah.
So if we could get Bill Burr or Danny Boy Kane, we'll have Danny Boy Kane.
Who is he the
I don't know, dude, and I've worked here for fucking
who-
as
is that-
long as you.
What is our fascination with that guy? What is his deal?
I think he's just one of Dave's misfit toys.
Is he?
One of the warped Barbies that Dave keeps in a cabinet.
Has he ever appeared on stuff here?
I'm sure he has. But it's like I think it's like if you didn't get the initial joke, maybe you'll never be able to hop on the tram.
I see.
It's like
Yeah,
that
there's been a couple guys like that.
where you miss the joke and it's just like, well, fuck.
There was a couple times on the Yak where like we would have like an old character on, and I would be like, I don't get that. I don't know. I don't understand why this is funny at all.
Who would you?
But people would be like, "This is Barstool history right here." Like this is.
Yeah. Have you seen people repeatedly going viral about just like making fun of the names of Barstool people? Ben Avery was the first one to do it.
I know Ben Avery did it. This dude, it's actually Nick Coletti's cousin. This dude Nate, who used to make vines and used to be
Your buddy
a Twitter
from
guy.
Amazon?
No, different Nate. Very funny guy though.
But he's
not
your bro, isn't he? Nate?
this guy.
Yeah.
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 Well, we don't really keep in touch as much anymore, but he's
Why
not
not?
really because he's not really online like he used to be.
Why did he stop?
I think he got a job.
Could just
At
be a
Amazon?
different alias.
No, not an Amazon.
Upper management.
But
or-
he created when I first got hired at Barstool. He created, I think he created a Twitter page called like Full Send University, and then it had like a Full Send logo with like the Barstool stars around it or something like that. I forget what it was, but it was fucking hilarious.
What was it? What was it?
It was just making fun of Barstool and Full Send together, like
Okay.
milk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was it like? What were the posts?
I don't remember. I guess it was a dumb thing to.
I
Bring
want
up.
to no. I want to be able to laugh. I want to be able to laugh at this.
Did
It
you have
was
a-
funny.
Did you have a favorite one that sort of stands out?
No,
That does sound funny.
it was. It was very funny.
Just saying it was funny, and then I laugh. I burst out
Yeah.
laughing.
Well, look, I don't need to defend myself.
I don't want you to defend yourself. I want to know.
We want to be part of it.
I don't need to defend myself. I know it was funny.
I know it was. What were the posts? Well, I'll give you a couple buckets. Was it like two guys dressed up as like Dave and KFC talking about things, or was it like someone running someone over on a golf cart, or was it
I don't think it was
smoke
anything
shows
like
of the
that.
day?
Was
me
it
see
a
if I can find
guy looking to camera and saying, "All right, the latest thing that happened at Barstool.
Yes. Some shit
You're
like
not
that.
gonna believe this, but
like 2 Minute Man or something like
dude,
that.
this show is I think it's the farthest reaching thing, like repeated show that I've been on at Barstool. And I say that because I see these people that are doing recap podcasts about surviving Barstool who don't work here.
People stopped me on the street. Like literally as I was buying this alcohol, some guy was like, I can't believe they got Francis like that.
Dude, it's nuts. It's nuts how big of a show this is.
That's why you have to do the next season.
I think I would. I want to go in with exactly the same attitude that I had.
What was the attitude?
I'm not going to win.
And I think you just were like, I hope I have some entertaining moments. And you
Yeah,
did.
that's exactly what I thought.
Does it suck knowing that I made it further in the game shows than you did?
No.
I don't really think you made it further
What do you mean? I made it to the top 3,
out of
like 20,
No.
out of
20.
8.
8 people.
There were 8 people on your show,
Really?
and you made it to the top 3, which means Francis made it farther than you.
I don't think there was 8. Was it really only 8?
It was 8, brother.
I guess you did design the show.
Is that my phone? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's right here. So Francis, how many people? I mean, you beat like 12 people.
I did. Sorry, hold on.
So he made it like you beat 5 people, he beat 12 people. So he did 2.5 times better than you.
I was just looking at Full Send University. It's got some bangers.
You
Let me
found
ju-
it.
let
You
me
found
see
Full
it.
Send?
I feel like I'll be chortling over here.
This
Full
one
Send
just
you?
says full fucking Sendington. And then this one says, check out this triple down 360 wheelie birdie that this guy just did. It's just a combination of like sports highlights and then just full sendies.
I have a bad announcement. My nog is starting to turn.
Yeah,
It's
that'll
curdling.
happen.
Your
It'll turn
nog's
quick.
Curdling.
It's
Just make a fresh nog.
I have to finish this.
It's coming to room temp.
It's been at room temp.
Yeah.
Now it's settling into something of a different
It's- yeah.
species.
I want to pit you guys head to head with the Stand holiday party versus the Barstool holiday party. In some categories, I want to know who you give the edge to.
Well, I will say the Stand holiday party had dancers, which was pretty amazing. You know those girls, you ever go to a nightclub or like a place like a Bounce Sporting Club or any of those high-end bars?
They were dancing on the
They
bar.
stand on
Go-go?
the bar and they just dance like this. They do this the whole time.
Yeah.
Like go-go dancing.
Yeah.
You actually would be great at that.
It's
You
just
would
that.
be a good wacky wavy inflatable tube man. Now that I see you. I feel like you
It's
would
just
thrive at
that
that.
over and over. And I gotta believe if I did that long enough as one of those girls, I would lose my fucking mind. Something would break within me.
Yeah, one of them was in the green room getting ready, and I was down there with Patrick and Rich Voss was down there, and he was like, he came in and she was doing her makeup, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm putting makeup on," and he was like, "Why?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm dancing for the party," and he's like, "You dance?" And she was like, "Yeah."
He started pulling out ones.
No, he was like, he asked some question as like, "Is this your first time dancing?" And she was like, "No, like I'm going to dance for the party. It's not my first time dancing."
He was like, "Go get me a cup of coffee." How many years you been dancing? Go get me a cup of coffee.
Dude, they had those dancers at the Nobu that I went to in Marrakesh, which was so weird.
That sentence literally could have been in
Morocco?
a different language for me.
Nobu, the sushi
The
spot.
Nobu in Bangladesh? What was it?
Marrakesh?
I'm not familiar with Marrakesh or Nobu. So I'm going to need a little fill in on that.
The Nobu in Marrakesh having belly dancers is amazing.
What is Nobu?
It's like a sushi spot.
It's a sushi spot.
It's the place
Dude,
where I
it's-
saw Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner.
Oh, yes.
It's become, I mean, originally it was just, it was a sushi restaurant in New York, but then it became so popular that they franchised it. Now they have them in Vegas, Miami,
There was a Nobu at the one and only I stayed in Cape Town.
everywhere. And they've become so big that they actually built hotels now too.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were in Marrakesh.
Which is the capital of Morocco, or is Casablanca? Either way, it's the
They don't
biggest.
even
I think
know.
it's the biggest city in Morocco.
And they had belly dancers there.
They weren't belly dancers. It was more of the ones that we saw at the stand.
Yes.
So they were not, because the previous night I'd gone to a dinner where there were belly dancers, and they were dancing with this tray on their heads that had like 40 candles on it, all lit.
That's insane.
And that was kind of more local.
Yeah.
And then I went to the Nobu, and the Nobu had Vegas type dancers.
So dancers will give the edge to the stand party.
Stand party.
Well, the stand party was pretty, from what I saw, I left before I would say it even really started.
You did.
Yeah. Well, because I did Francis's show, and then I hung out for like an hour and a half, and then I was like, all right, someone's got to kill the terrorists at home, so I'm going to go back and play video games. Dark Matter's not going to get itself.
Yeah.
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 So I was cadoodling on out of there, but I had a great time. Show was great. Francis was right. I was wrong. It was mostly his fans at the show. I guess we didn't have that argument on. That was off camera.
Was that? Oh, that was
Yeah.
off camera.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Francis
the
does
one
a
time
show.
you admit.
Yeah, Francis does a show with Ashley
Hesseltine.
Heseltine, and he asked if I wanted to do it. I pushed back very aggressively, and I said, no, I don't want to do it. It's going to be all girls. Francis said, it's not going to be all girls. I sold all the tickets this time. It's going to be Barstool people, my fans. And I said, there's no fucking way that's going to happen, you fucking idiot. And then I got there, and it was all Francis's fans.
Yeah.
And it was a great show. I had a good time.
This is a historic moment in the podcast. I don't even think it matters what the context is about the actual thing, but this is the most contrite admission of Harry being wrong that I've seen since we started doing the pod. Since I joined the pod.
This morning, Owen and Tyler both separately asked me. They were like, was it all girls? And I was like, nah. And they were like, fuck.
Why didn't you lie?
I don't know. I couldn't. I can never tell a lie.
That's why you'd be great on Surviving Mars.
I know.
On the Most Dangerous Game Show, you were like, did I lie to you? Like
That was
Brianna,
my
did
big
I lie to
thing.
you?
I know, right?
You didn't lie to anyone.
Still didn't win.
You're actually the most honest man I know.
I know.
Holy shit. So, do you guys remember at the Barstool Christmas party, though, last year, there was a magician that would come up
I
to-
haven't been
Didn't
in...
they have goats? Didn't we have goats?
Were there goats here? I remember a mentalist coming up to us and doing like magic for like 4 people at a time.
It was in the office, right?
Yeah, on the 2nd floor bar right here, or 3rd floor bar right over here.
Oh, I guess I was at that.
Yeah.
Shane was at
Yeah,
that.
Shane was
No,
there.
that was a couple years ago.
That was the last one that I went to.
Not the one last
That
year.
might have been the goats.
That was the goats.
That
This
was
year
the goats,
The
yes.
mentalist was this year.
I did not go to the Mentalist one.
I didn't see the Mentalist one either, but I'm gonna go tonight.
Really?
Yeah. Are you
Nice.
gonna go?
I am going to actually have a dinner reservation. I didn't realize that they coincided with one another.
Where are you going?
The River Cafe.
Oh, right. Awesome.
It'll be sublime. Sass, I have to take you sometime.
I'd
We
love to.
really need to go back to Fort Charles.
I know.
We could chuck it up.
Christmas Day.
You're going to a movie.
I know. People are saying it's pretty good.
Oh, amazing. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. Someone on Twitter said I'm a huge Bob Dylan fan. I was worried I was going to hate it. It was great.
Well, that's because Chalamet is the fucking goat.
He's so good.
No
Dude,
one's having more of a moment than him
Chalamet
right
is
now.
having a big moment right now.
It's insane. It has nothing to do with his acting. He, I think, has the same way that when Dave got on TikTok, he was like, I'm going to win over the young ladies, like the, 17 to 24 demographic. Now, Timothy Chalamet is winning over like the
College
20
sports
men.
fans.
yeah, the 20 like the 25 to like 37-year-old male
Yeah.
is in his
The only
palm of his hand.
thing you have to do to get into good graces with that demographic is be right about one pick in football. Like
Dude.
the amount of DMs I got when the Eagles didn't cover the spread
Yeah.
of being like, dude, I was wrong about you all along. You're the fucking man.
I got the exact opposite, but from all the exact people that sent you that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you're fucking goated.
There's a movie Chalamet did that flew under the radar. I think it's called The King.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, but I know it.
It's about medieval times. I think
Yeah.
it's like Henry the 14th or something like that. It's amazing. It's an amazing movie. And there's this great scene that I think of all the time where he volunteers to fight instead of his whole army,
Yeah, he says
Just-
I volunteer as tribute.
one-on-one against the sort of prince from the other army.
Paris.
And that prince rides up to Timothy's army and says, "Where be the big dog?" Which is a weird thing to call Timothy Chalamet because he looks,
Like
Yeah.
probably like
he meant in might.
Yes.
or I thought that it was like an insult. Like, oh, the big dog, where's the big guy?
Yeah.
Hey, big guy.
I don't know if they were. I don't know if they were talking like that back in this era.
They
of
didn't.
time.
So they didn't have sarcasm in the medieval times. You're saying?
I don't know if they did that. What's up, big guy?
Oh.
This is the fucking big guy.
I bet they did. Let's
They
look
had
up
their own version of that.
when was sarcasm invented?
That's a
19
great question.
I'd assume probably.
Wow, 1579.
Interesting.
So I can't believe they can date it. The first time they felt that pang of sarcasm. Neckbeards
Would
must
you
have
like
had a
me to do
fucking year.
some leech bloodletting? No, I'm perfectly fine dying of the Black Plague.
I want to keep all my blood inside of me.
Yes, heal me, doctor.
Okay, we'll call that sarcasm. Write it down.
Today I experienced a new sensation. A man told me the truth, but in jest.
He said one
Fuck.
thing, but clearly meant another.
Jest hasn't been invented yet. We'll invent that now as well.
In fact, let's professionalize it. A jester.
Damn. I can't believe it was that late. I would have thought that Jesus and the bros were fluent
No.
in chasm.
Mm,
Peter always struck me as a sarcastic bastard.
no, they just told the truth or lied, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
No, the fishes just appeared. Yes, it was a miracle. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, they weren't very sarcastic. That's why everyone that's why the Bible is so. Jesus was like, I just walked on water, and no one was like, well, what do you mean by like walked on water? Like they were like, you must be telling the truth.
Oh, he did. Holy shit.
I guess he did.
We have
just
to
walk
kill
on
this
water.
guy.
Yeah.
We have to fucking murder him.
I just turned this blood into wine.
No hyperbole.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm dead serious. Like, this was blood and now it is wine.
Watch. And he just slits himself and fucking squeezes a forearm and fills a pint of Pinot Gris.
I might need to go to the bathroom.
We're probably close to being able to
Yeah,
end
we
it.
could wrap it up.
I want to give my wine of the year, Gavi, my fish of the year, Sea Bream. Anything else, guys?
Well, I'm trying to think of what I want to give of the year.
I have one. My man of the year, Elon Musk.
People are not going to be happy about that.
My woman of the year.
Rhymes.
No, not Grimes.
No, not after what you did to Elon.
No. You go and then I'll get
No,
my
no,
woman
you
of
gotta
the year.
finish,
I don't
so I'm
have
still
it. I don't
thinking.
have it in my head.
Caitlin Clark?
No, not Caitlin.
Ivanka?
No.
Oh, O'Malley.
Grace.
Grace O'Malley.
All right, guy of the year.
John
Pork's
Pork.
not a bad
John
one.
Pork.
It's not a guy.
I was thinking Baker Mayfield's.
Why?
It's hard to go wrong with Baker Mayfield.
Why?
Comeback story of the century.
I mean, he won a playoff game this calendar year.
Yeah.
Beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Which was nasty. And gave the Lions a game.
And then he got signed a big contract. I think
All right.
Baker Mayfield's a respectable man of the year.
Guy
and
of the
then
year.
I'm going to go girl
no
of the
love
year.
to Jameer Gibbs.
Well, Jameer Gibbs, I mean, we'll see about he's definitely he's a contender for next year.
Well, he hasn't done anything next year yet.
I'm looking to see how he performs now that he's going to be playing 100% of the snaps.
He's on the watch list, you're saying.
Yeah.
Girl of the year, T Swift.
Nah, Caitlin Clark for sure.
Hard not to give it to T Swift.
It's hard not to give it to Caitlin Clark.
Chapel Roan's not a bad one.
Ooh.
Billie Eilish. They had big years.
Did Billie Eilish have a big year? I feel like she had a really big last year. She won like 20 Oscars.
Oscars.
Charlie.
Oh, yeah. Charlie.
D'Amelio. Brad Summer.
D'Amelio.
Brad Summer will live on.
Mark D'Amelio.
Did you guys didn't have fish of the year?
Fish of the year, I'm going to go rainbow trout. Actually, for fish of the year, I guess I will go.
For eating, not fishing.
Oh, I was going to go cutthroat trout, but I've never ate a cutthroat
It's
trout.
about eating.
Do you find those in lakes or?
That you could find them in high alpine lakes, or you could find them in rivers as well.
Okay. So it's sort of like a multi-water trout.
Well, it's a freshwater fish.
That's too broad.
Freshwater fish could pretty much be found in any form of freshwater.
They can live in lakes and in rivers?
Depends, yeah. I mean,
Stop
there's,
killing
like,
time. What's your fish to eat of the year?
The only fish that I've eaten this year that's not like cod or like sushi is like I guess I would still go rainbow trout. I had rainbow trout in LA this summer.
It was good.
It was okay.
Your fish of the year can't.
It was
be
a little more
okay.
breaded than I would have liked.
Yeah, well then it shouldn't be fish of the year.
Well, then I'm gonna go salmon.
I got one. I'm going to go more specific than that. I'm going to go organic,
Icelandic?
farm-raised Norwegian salmon. They have started selling this farm-raised organic salmon. That is unbelievable. Much cheaper than the Alaskan king.
See, I got some guys that I could contact to get you some fresh Atlantic salmon.
Atlantic. Yeah, I don't want it. That's farm-raised.
No, it's not.
Atlantic salmon?
Not all of Atlantic salmon is farm raised.
Usually when I see that at the store, that's the farm-raised one.
Oh, probably.
If I'm going to eat
It's 'cause
wild
you don't know a
salmon, I
guy.
want
I'm telling you, I know a guy.
I want sockeye or king. Can you get me king? That's fresh.
King is harder to come by because it's more rare. Sockeye I could definitely get you.
Sockeye's not hard. I can get sockeye, but I'm saying.
But I'm talking about like this is like someone could send it to you in like one of those like styrofoam Tupperwares.
I like those. I do really like
or not
those.
Tupperwares, containers.
Yeah, with a little dry ice.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll take
that's
that.
like the healthiest protein on the planet.
well, who's
I
your
know.
guy?
Oh, I'm not going to give up my sources.
I want to know who your guy is.
I got a guy.
Where'd you meet him?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
100% does. It's like you're talking about Butcher Box, the company.
No.
All right. What's your wine of the year?
Wine of the year, the best wine that I had was a Domaine du Jacques, 2004 red Burgundy. That really kind of blew me away.
Sass's wine of the year was when he was bitching last episode about us being late.
I'm gonna go with the blood of Christ.
Always
You-
a good choice.
You always whine about that.
Yeah. All right. Merry Christmas. Hey, get your family some tickets to come see me this year. It's a great gift for the family. We're
All
trying
right.
to get onto top 10 least grossing tours of 2025.
I think that's realistic.
Billboard just put out their top 10 highest. We're looking to be on the lowest.
Francis has to shit, bro. Have some damn respect.
All right. See you guys next week. Goodbye.